Well, my name is Denny Cobb, and a native of the Kentland area. And this all begins about 1965 when I was a senior in A.J. Kent High School. Got the notice of classification that my draft number was very high. So I knew I was going to go in the military at some point in time. Plans were to attend Purdue, and that went through, and was able to put all my military obligations until graduation time. And at that time, I'm an Aggie. I'm an Ag school graduate. So at that time, or prior to my graduation, Purdue, my Aggies were getting what they call the non-combat branches. So they were getting like ordnance and quartermaster, kind of all behind the scene things. Well, when I graduated in January of '70, everybody got infantry. And whether you could walk, crawl, or could see or not, you got infantry. And so I ended up in the infantry corps. And first assignment was to I had basic training. Then we went to California, where I was at Fort Ord, no longer there. But it was a training center for draftees to get them ready to go into the service, into their branches. I think we were there like 4 months or 5 months, and then I got orders for Vietnam. Tried to delay it, and I did successfully for a while. First of all, I signed up for jump school. First of all, I signed up for jungle school, and that was down in Panama, and that was a 3-week bivouac out in the middle of the jungle where they dropped us off. We went on maneuvers and tactics for 3 weeks, lived off the land, and then come back to the States. And I signed up for, I was still trying to delay my time overseas because the war was winding down. So I decided to learn how to jump out of airplanes, which is a crazy thing to do. Went to airborne school, and the first day I passed out on our run and our combat carry, our gear carry. Come to find out, I'd contracted malaria when I was in Panama, so I spent a week or so in the hospital, and got out of that and got orders again for Vietnam. And I signed up for an armor school in Kentucky, and that got nixed. They said, no, you've delayed it long enough, it's time for you to go. So I did. And I was in Vietnam as an advisor. There was 92 second lieutenants, flew over an airplane, and all the rest of them got American unit assignments. And there was 2 of us that I think were very, very fortunate, because I got signed to MACV, which is Advisors Corps, and went to language school in Saigon for a couple of weeks, and then got shipped out to 4 Corps, which is down the Delta. And that hasn't been as glorious as other parts of Vietnam during a war, but I was an advisor down there and to a village. So it'd be the equivalent of, I worked with the mayor of Kentland, okay? Only as the mayor of this village chief rather. And our purpose there was to help them with their military tactics, ambushes, security, finding arms for them. But we were right at the time in Vietnam when we were training the Vietnamese to take over, and so we could leave. And being that far down in Vietnam, we kind of got last choice of the dinner plate as far as supplies and stuff. So we did a lot of trading with the Navy, and I was trading, meaning we traded war artifacts that we captured for weapons and ammunition, so the 5 of us that were on this advisory team could survive. So in addition to helping them with their military parts of it, and we got, I don't know for sure how it happened, but somebody higher up found out that I was interested in agriculture, and we were down in the forecourt, which is rice paddies, just nothing but rice paddies, just like here, you know, cornfield after cornfield, rice paddies after rice paddies. So through connections, you know, military always has connections, and we got hooked up with some Navy people again, traded some black pajamas, traded some AK-47s, war artifact stuff for a tractor. And so this brand new Kubota tractor went on their, replaced their water buffalo. And so the village chief thought I could walk on water after getting a tractor and a little disc tillage tool type thing. Then the next thing was we found out about Miracle Rice. Miracle Rice was a new breed of rice, a new hybrid that had been developed but not widely distributed yet. And its claim to fame was like 2 or 3 times the yield of their ordinary rice that the women put the plugs in every year out there. So we got them some Miracle Rice. They had more tonnage, more bushels of rice than they ever had before. So we were really, the 5 of us were really put up on a throne. And enjoyed that part, working with the villagers and helping them out. I really liked that. And then, so that was in yeah, about March of 70. It was either 70 or 71. You're irrelevant at this time. But we stumbled on to another development there. Their land holdings were owned by land barons, I guess is the best description. There was many wealthy, high acreage, hectare owners of land, and the government decided that they needed a program to reduce those holdings and get them back to the people so the people could have more, could have some income, could have some food. So I worked at a district office for like 3 months or 4 months in civilian clothes doing that, and went out to different farms, and or I call them farms, yeah, different areas, different farming areas, and we got things set up and moved around to where people could have more liberties, they have more ownings, they could be self-sufficient. So that was kind of a two-pronged thing. There was like 8 months of, I'm going to call it combat duty, where we did the village security and the military maneuvers and such. And then there was 3 months to 4 months that I finished over there as a civilian with, oh, I know, it was with the aid organization, the Agency for International Development. I believe it was a UN, United Nations deal. So that was kind of two-pronged operations over there. We had a chance to end my military career, what they call an early out. So about December of 70, they gave us the option, you know, if you want to get out of the Army, hey, that's fine. We've got a buildup of people. We're winding down here. We don't need you. So it didn't take long for me to get the pin ready to go and sign on the line, and we got shipped back to California and discharged then. So, and that was kind of the sad part. That was really a sad part because that was during a time of the anti-war feelings, and we literally dressed in civilian clothes. They wouldn't let us wear any military things as we departed the plane, just because of, you know, people harassing you and spitting on you and, you know, really shaming you, you know, at that time. So that was kind of that was a tough part. So if I was to summarize my military activity, it was very good. I felt like I served, I answered the call type of thing, did my part, and really the humanitarian part is what I really liked the best, to try and help them better themselves. So yeah, that's so you asked about rank. I reached the rank of first lieutenant. Let's see, it was Mac V, and I believe it was the 6th Army unit that was attached to. So was there another question there?
Yeah. So we're doing this as part of Veterans Day. So what does Veterans Day mean to you or for you?
Okay. That's a real good question. What's it mean to me? It's taking time to honor those that have served, and especially those that gave the ultimate. I know Memorial Day is maybe more associated with that, but I kind of like to think that Veterans Day is when you honor those that some gave a little, some gave a lot, some gave all, and so that's it's a time to reminisce and hold true to yourself and share with others, what our freedoms really mean and our independence, the cost that's associated with that as well, but to keep the virtues and to keep the standards that we enjoy as Americans alive, and to carry on to other generations, future generations.
We're doing this to show our students and community members in place of an in-person ceremony. So what would you like for our students and community members to know about either service or Veterans Day or whatever in conjunction with this, I guess, holiday?
Okay. Well, the first thing I think of is prior Veterans Day ceremonies that have been out here. And I just think it's wonderful that South Newton brings in all the grades, and there's participation as far as the band, there's participation as far as singing and people doing readings. I think that readings is really, really important. That, I don't know, 4, 5, 6, to get up there with time and do that. Because I think the younger generation will look more towards kids of their age and listen to their words, and so those that are speaking about Veterans Day and what it means, I think is what it needs to be done to carry on down to the younger grades, younger kids. I would just encourage everybody to serve in some form, whether it's reserves or whether it's National Guard. If I was to do it again, I probably would have gone into rather than waiting to be drafted and end up in infantry, but Air Force and Navy have some wonderful programs as far as learning skills and things that they can teach you that you can carry on in your civilian life. So I'm not saying, I guess I did say everybody, but you got the opportunity. If you feel the calling, I think it's really important that you pursue some military to that, because that to me is giving back. For everything that's done for us from our government. Well, hey, you're giving back then too, and you can do that safely.